Today's video, we're going to be solving a system of equations using the elimination method in the instance where you're really not too sharp with your times tables. So as opposed to what I showed in the last videos, if you are good with your times tables and able to eliminate one of the equations just by distributing one number, that's an awesome and quick way to solve those. But this is a one way all systems of equations in standard form can be solved. All right, so we notice that you can't just add or subtract these together in order to cancel one of the variables out. So here's what we do. I wrote this on my separate paper. I'm going to take this number and write it down, this number, once my pen starts working, right? That would be nice. This number right here, I'm going to write it down here. This number, I'm going to write it up here. Now I have to distribute those, but also I have to get them to eliminate. So one of those numbers, because 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. But I can't just multiply it by a positive 2. I have to make one of these a negative in order for them to eliminate. So I'm going to make the bottom one a negative. So when I distribute the top one, I get 8x plus 12y is negative 8. And on the bottom, I get negative 8x, which is nice. So I'll be able to eliminate, minus 18y is negative 28. So again, those eliminate. Negative 6y is negative 36. Divide both sides by negative 6. And I get my y is positive 6. So that's going to be part of my solution, the y value. 6. Going back. Now, when I do this, I'm going to plug in this into one of the equations, my original equations. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, okay, and plug this into one of the original equations to find out x, because those are usually numbers I like dealing with more because they're a little bit easier to do in my head. So I'm going to plug it into the top equation. No, I'm not going to do that. Come on. Bam. All right. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Plug in the top equation. So we have 2x plus 3 times 6 is negative 2. And now we're good at using our solving with our skills. Nope. We're two-step equations. So we have 2x plus 18 is negative 2. And we're going to minus 18 from both sides. And we get negative 20. Divide both sides by 2. And you get x is negative 10. All right, and that should work into both equations, right? Negative 20 plus 18. Yep, 40 plus negative 40 plus 9 times 6 is 54. Yep, that should work in both equations. I was just double checking in my head. Submit. Yes. All right, let's do one more. Okay, let's look at this one. Wow, I'm going to erase all this good stuff. All right. 8x minus 2y equals 0. And the other one is negative 6x plus 14y is 50. I'm going to take the bottom, take this number, write it down here, right? That's what I'm going to be distributing here. Take this number, write it up here. Now, if you notice, if I multiply 6 and 8, it's 48. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. So I don't have to make one of these a negative. It's already a negative. So now when I distribute, I get 6 times 8, which is 48x. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Y. 0 times 6 is 0. Over here, when I multiply these, 8 times negative 6 is negative 48x. 8 times 14, 8 times 14 is 112. Positive or negative? Positive. Oh, this is going to be nice. 8 times 50 is 400. So when I combine those together, these cancel, get 100, y equals 400. Divide both sides by 100, and you get y is 4. Plugging it back in. So my y is 4. All right, now I got to find my x. Zoom out here. And let me pick a good color. Brown. So I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to plug in the top equation for y. So you have 8x minus 2 times 4 is 0. So you have 8x minus 8 is 0. Add 8 to both sides. You get 8x is 8. Divide both sides by 8. You get x is 1. So that should work in both equations, right? 8 times 1 minus 2 times 4 is 0. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6 plus 14 times 4, which is 54? No, 56. 56, yep. So that should work. So it should be 1, 4. All right. So that's the other way to do it without knowing your times tables off the top of your head. Okay. You just multiply the top number by this, or the top equation by this front number, and the bottom one by the top coefficient. All right. So for example, let's look at another one. How would I do this? So multiply the top one, this top one, by 6, and you multiply this bottom one by 3, and you don't have to make one of them a negative. It's already a negative. All right. And let's look at, let's look at one more where you would have to change the negative right here. So I would multiply this one by 6 and multiply this one by 2, but one of them does have to be a negative. So use that strategy if you're not familiar with your times tables, and show your work on paper, and let me know if you have questions. Good luck with these problems, guys.